The year is 1966. The relentless Trinidad sun beat down on Cocoyea Village, San Fernando, turning the asphalt of the Naparima-Mayro main road into a shimmering ribbon. Ribbons of dust danced in the heat haze, blurring the already indistinct outlines of the houses lining the street. Janice, her floral dress clinging damply to her ample frame, marched purposefully along, a half-eaten doubles clutched in one hand and a simmering rage in her heart. Her prize green mangoes, the ones destined for her legendary chutney, had vanished. Vanished, she suspected, by the thieving hands of her neighbor, Errol. Reaching the corner of Naparima-Mayro Main Road and Perth Avenue, she paused, her gaze sweeping across the familiar landscape. The scent of ripe mangoes hung heavy in the air, a cruel reminder of her loss. She spotted Clyde, a very large black man, perched on a bench near the old hardware at the junction of Naparima-Mayro Main Road and Simpson Brown Terrace, engaged in a heated game of dominoes with Winston. The rhythmic clatter of the dominoes provided a counterpoint to the taxi's incessant beeping. Clyde, a man whose girth rivaled 5 mango trees, roared with laughter, a sound that could shake the very foundations of Cocoyea. Winston, also known as Fly, his spectacles perched precariously on his nose, countered with a series of strategic moves, his face a mask of intense concentration. Janice's approach caused a momentary lull in the game. Clyde, wiping sweat from his brow with the back of his hand, greeted her with a jovial, "Morning, Janice. Beautiful day, eh?" His tone, however, lacked its usual warmth. Winston, ever the observant one, noticed the glint of steel in Janice's eye and subtly shifted his weight, preparing for the impending storm. The air thickened with unspoken accusations. "Errol," Janice declared, her voice cutting through the midday heat like a sharp knife, "has stolen my blasted mangoes." The statement hung in the air, heavy with drama. The game of dominoes was forgotten. Winston, ever the pragmatist, suggested a thorough investigation, starting with a search of Errol's property, which bordered Janice's on Coconut Drive. Clyde, however, suggested a more direct approach, confronting Errol head-on. The confrontation took place on the quiet stretch of Inverness Avenue, where Errol was tending his prize-winning hibiscuses. The ensuing argument was a masterpiece of Trinbagonian verbal sparring, a whirlwind of accusations, denials, and colorful insults. Candace, who had somehow materialized from thin air, perched on a nearby wall, her eyes gleaming with delight. She was already composing a calypso about the great mango caper of Cocoyea, a tale that would be recounted for generations of old thief to come. The argument reached a fever pitch. Maureen, known for her uncanny ability to diffuse even the most volatile situations, intervened. She proposed a solution, a mango tasting competition. The winner, she declared, would be declared the rightful owner of all remaining mangoes in Cocoyea. The crowd, which had gathered like moths to a flame, erupted in cheers. Even Errol and Mr. Edu, initially resistant, found themselves intrigued by the challenge. The competition was held under the shade of the massive salmon tree on St. Andrew's Avenue near the community centre. The air was thick with the aroma of ripe mangoes, the tension palpable. Janice, a formidable opponent, devoured mangoes with the speed and ferocity of a hungry Manikou. Errol, however, proved to be a worthy adversary, his competitive spirit ignited. The crowd roared its approval, their cheers echoing through the village. The climax arrived with a surprising twist. Just as Errol was about to claim victory, a small, brown monkey, seemingly out of nowhere, swooped down from the salmon tree and snatched the last mango, disappearing into the dense foliage of Cassier Avenue. The crowd erupted in laughter. The mystery of the missing mangoes remained unsolved, but the day ended not in anger, but in shared laughter and a newfound appreciation for the unpredictable nature of life in Cocoyea Village. The monkey, it turned out, was the real culprit, a mischievous mastermind who had orchestrated the entire mango heist. The story of the great mango caper of Cocoyea became a legendary tale, a testament to the unpredictable nature of life in the village, and a reminder that sometimes, the best laughs come from the most unexpected sources. Even Janice, initially furious, couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of it all. The sun set on Cocoyea, casting long shadows across the village, leaving behind a trail of laughter and a lingering aroma of ripe mangoes. The next day, the villagers gathered again, this time to share stories and laughter, the memory of the great mango caper a source of endless amusement. The incident brought the community closer, forging stronger bonds and creating a shared experience that would be recounted for years to come. The Cocoyea old thief monkey, meanwhile, remained a shadowy figure, a mischievous legend whispered in hushed tones among the mango trees of Cocoyea.